Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Print Storage here. Today we're taking a look at the 2023 Subaru Forester Limited in the Horizon Blue. So Limited is one step under the top of the line Premier. But for all intents and purposes, this is a full load Forester. They got a facelift in 22, 23 is just a continuation of that. You've got that large, very aggressive grille with those gray metallic wings off of the side. We have slightly smaller, more angular, aggressively shaped headlights on the Forester. They're LED and steering responsive. Halogen fog lights, and we have those gray metallic kind of wings over top, lines over top, kind of like eyebrows really. And then of course, shape of that hood, you've got those big bulky sides that lead into the fenders. They're very, very aggressive, and they're very much like shoulders. You can really see them when you're driving. You can see them on either side. It does kind of help keep you grounded. It's nice. 18-inch alloy wheels. We've got cladding around the wheel well, and that is really to stop rock chips in that area, cladding along the bottom of the vehicle. So Subaru's done a really good job of protecting the vehicle from rocks being spit up at it with that cladding. This is our mid-size SUV. You've got 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance. Roof rails with tie downs integrated into them, front and rear. You can get crossbars, whether they're OEM Subaru Aero ones or the extended Thules. And you do get the large panoramic sunroof. That is slide only, not tilt. Fuel door is on the passenger side. It's tied to the driver door. If the driver door is unlocked, your fuel door is unlocked. If the driver door is locked, a little pin shoots out of there and locks in there, and it's locked. It's great. So there's no internal release lever. If the driver door is unlocked, that's unlocked. At the back, big square boxy rear end on this. Very traditional Forester. They've always been boxy and square like that. It is a power lift gate. Right between these, under here, little rubber switch. Click. You can do that from the key fob or the driver's seat as well. On the key fob, it's press and hold the third button down and it'll pop open or close. Won't do it while it's running though, which it is right now. We've got those little black circles in the rear bumper. Those are your backup sensors. They'll actually apply the brakes if things are gonna hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. I have a couple videos earlier on my channel of that working. It's terrifying. Test it on something like a pylon first if you're gonna do that. And as I was mentioning, big boxy square rear end leads to a lot of storage. Cargo tray is standard. Privacy cover is standard in the Limited. Hides everything from the top of the seats down, helps keep things a little bit more insulated. And this can be removed, and you can actually tuck that underneath the false floor here. I'll show you that in a minute. We've got grocery bag hooks on either side, 2 of them. We have a 12-volt power point for any charging needs. Pump to inflate tubes at the lake or something like that. Then we have nice hard tie downs, one in each corner. We've got the Harman Kardon audio system. You've got your little sub back here. And then in the event you need to fold the seats, you can do it from the toggle beside each side headrest there, or pull that and it releases. And this third seat belt was holding it up. And it's virtually flat. There's a lot of room. When you fold the seats down, you increase your storage room exponentially. Underneath here, storage and a styrofoam tray, and underneath that is your spare tire, your jack, your tools, your recovery eye bolt, and you can see where the privacy cover is supposed to lay across. It is really easy to do. Super easy to fold them down. We do also have, they call them grocery bag hooks. I wouldn't put grocery bags there because you have a max weight, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, of 3 kilograms or 6 pounds, and it would be in the way of the back window in my opinion. Cargo light, that'll shut off when I close the hatch. And I've got another hook. Now I can close it, I can pull down, I can close it, I can close and lock it. Can't lock it while it's running, but if I pull down, it gets to a certain point and then just power assists. In the second row, if you can see the red, that means that it's unlocked. So even when I've got it back here, it's unlocked. Can't see it, it's locked. There's a lot of room in the Forester. A lot of room versus a Crosstrek. Way more headroom. I actually find that in the Forester, I have the most amount of room in the second row out of all of the vehicles in our lineup. So leather upholstery in the Limited. There's a fold down armrest with integrated cup holders if there's only 1 or 2 passengers. Got some of the port installed accessories. So that'll be like your auto dimming mirror and stuff. Those still need to be installed. Have this finish being PDI'd. And then we have map back pockets, 3 of them on the back of both front seats. We've got vents out of the center console in addition to underneath each front seat, and heated seats, high and low for both the outer 2 passengers. Person in the middle, in addition to having to sit in the middle on the uncomfortable seat, also doesn't get a heated butt. I'm just kidding, this is nowhere near as bad as the old vehicles. Still not as comfortable as the sides, but significantly better than the old ones. We do also have 2 USBs here for charging, and I'm gonna hop in and show you how much room. I have moved this front seat to where I would be sitting while I was driving, and got an entire fist of room between my knees. And I'll go ahead and I'll flip the camera around and you can see how much headroom I have. I have a decent amount of volume to my hair today, and it's just touching. I'm 6'2", 240 pounds. I'm a big guy. I've got lots of room here. If you put 3 of me in here, it might be squishy, but we would all fit. Now, door card, soft touch, power windows, storage with a bottle holder, and then this right here is textured if you're trying to stand on it to put anything on the roof, because this is essentially eye level for me at 6'2". So if you're vertically challenged loading something on the roof, makes sense to stand on that because it's textured and grippy. And if you're standing on the tire sits inside the fender, so you're not going to get as much of your foot on it as you'd like, and you're essentially at the very back of the roof rail system, so you'd be leaning forward. Kind of a precarious situation, or could be a precarious situation. Up front, driver door card looks very, very similar to that of the passenger door card, other than it's soft touch pretty much everywhere. Soft touch, nice gray accent, kind of breaks it up. We've got our window lock, our power windows, our power mirrors. We have 2 position memory settings for the driver's seat and mirror. Harman Kardon audio system. Get a little bit more storage in addition to the bottle holder right there. Now, no aluminum pedals on this, but by the driver's left knee, you have a bunch of buttons. I can open the rear hatch. I can turn off the steering responsive headlights if I don't like the headlights that swivel left or right. That's really, really easy to do. I really like them. Not everyone's going to. The memory button, you can set it so that the power tailgate only opens to X percentage. So if you're in a low parking garage and opening it all the way is going to hit the roof, you can make it so it doesn't do that. Scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges. We've got traction control we can disable. Auto start stop we can turn off. Blind spot detection and rear cross traffic alert you can disable. And then we have our driver focus system. So that tells you if you're distracted, if you're drowsy, and it does your memory settings by face, which is pretty cool. I'll show you what the blind spot detection looks like. So we have these little black screens on either mirror, and it looks like that on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot. It does not eliminate shoulder checking, but it is a really, really nice feature to have. Steering wheel adjustment is the bottom left here of the steering column. Pull down, and you've got tilt and telescopic, so you can adjust it to drivers of varying heights, arm lengths, and seating positions. And you just lift that lever back in place to lock it. Now, steering wheel, left-hand side is mostly to do with our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can make and take calls, control the volume of the calls, source switches from AM to FM to CD to satellite, etc. Info will change our top little display there. I'll show you that in a bit. And then these arrows here change our small sensor display. So digital speedometer, how long it shut off at intersections, and how much fuel you've saved, fuel economy for trip A, trip B, time running versus distance traveled, and back to digital speedometer. Most people like the digital speedometer. You do have an analog one, but the digital one is nice. We have our adaptive cruise and our lane centering. Both of those systems use the 2-color stereo eyesight cameras. Eyesight 4.0, the most up-to-date eyesight system there is. It's great. You've got 4 bars there. You can follow between 1 bar and 4 bars. It's a ratio. 100 kilometers an hour, 4 bars is approximately 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you. Very, very handy. Lane centering, I've just turned off, but that's that. Above 60k an hour, if the road lines can be seen on either side, they'll illuminate from gray to white. And that will give you gentle steering input to help keep you centered in your lane. It is amazing. Great for the second half of a long day of driving. I do not recommend it around town. It is easy to overpower. And so you can change lanes without signaling. It's just gonna feel like the wheel's fighting you a bit. Heated wheel, and it gets cooking. It is a hot wheel. It gets up to like 40 degrees Celsius. I definitely do not need that today. Up top here, this little screen is gonna be a little hard to see, so I'm just gonna move up ahead into the shade and we will be right back. And we're here. So, this little screen up top here, I can cycle through it with the info button on the left-hand side of my steering wheel, and it gives me different information, fuel economy, what I'm listening to, date, time, what safety tech is active, gauges, and you can change those around, weather, part of the satellite radio trial, and navigation destination. So you get to choose what you want to look at. It's also where our climate control displays. And so climate control ranges from 15 on the low side all the way up to 30 or 29.5. Easy to sync it back, but you can see where it is right there. Easy, you can see where your airflow is being directed, and you can see the fan strength. Now, you may notice a little red light that was going on there. That's the driver focus system. So that's where you scan your face in. The other cool part of that is you get gesture control. So long as you're not in park or neutral, you're in driver reverse, that camera's looking. And all I have to do to increase the temperature, I hold my hand up. Is it gonna do it now? Probably not, because I'm trying to show you guys. Not gonna do it. I'll put it back in park, I'll put it back in drive, and hold my hand up. Doesn't want to do it, I'll include the link to the gesture control video that I have made. It is a cool feature. You hold your hand up and out like this to increase by 2 degrees Celsius, fist to decrease by 2 degrees Celsius. It's a pretty cool feature. Again, I'll include the video description or the video link to that in the video description. We have Subaru's easy to use 8-inch infotainment screen. It's not normally that shiny. We still have the plastic on it. Built-in navigation. That's free for the life of the vehicle. There's no subscription. It's touch and it's physical buttons down below. Apps, we have wired app, Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay. You'll get access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. It's our backup camera when you put it in reverse. Rear assist braking, parking sensors, shows you the top of the bumper, and that mirror tilts down when I put it in reverse. Now I can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle, which is great. Seems super gimmicky, it's unreal. Great here in the winters. Below that, we've got our climate controls, driver side temp, passenger side temp, fan strength. It's synced to just driver control. We've got mode, which is where our airflow is coming from. And so that mirror is back up. I'm gonna put it in reverse and it tilts down. The idea is you can see the line in the parking spot that you're backing into with that. Ahead of the shifter, below the climate controls, we've got 2 USB ports, a 12 volt and aux, and this is rubberized for phone storage. Hopefully your device doesn't slide around, but that's where you plug in. Automatic CVT with the ability to go manual mode and use the paddles, upshift and downshift to manually select your gear. See, I'm in first gear there. Now I'm in second. It's not gonna let me start in sixth, but it does limit the gears you have access to based on a certain speed, but you do get to start in second when it's slick out if you want. Parking brake, you pull up to turn on, and as long as your foot's on the brake and you push down, it goes off. If your foot is not on the brake and you push down, it stays on. And it actually says up here to press brake pedal. There we go. AVH is a brake holder for construction drive through rush hour traffic. Essentially, you don't have to keep your foot on the brake to stay stopped. It's great. Heated seats, high and low for the driver and passenger, and that does both of the front seats. And with the leather, that is really nice. If you leave these turned on and use the remote start, they will turn on as well. X mode is a dial, and X mode is like 4x4 low on a pickup for use under 40 kilometers an hour. We've got regular X mode, and we've got deep snow and mud X mode, which also turns off the traction control to allow for excess wheel spin. If you exceed 40 kilometers an hour, it disengages, or I press down and it disengages. Up top here, this will be an auto dimming rear view mirror. That's what's in the boxes there. They're not installed at port anymore. We install them at the dealership as part of the PDI. So you'll get the auto dimming mirror here. Up top, we have lane sway assist, so that'll beep at you if you start crossing lines without signaling. And we have automatic emergency braking. Both of those systems use these 2-color eyesight cameras. This actually saves you 10% on your basic insurance here in BC. SOS and Concierge, part of the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. Press SOS to get help. Press blue to get roadside help. So medical emergency, you're in an accident, the airbags don't deploy, or you feel unsafe, general help. When it's enabled, there will be a little green light there. Sunglass storage. And then on the sun visors, we do have card holders. We've got vanity mirrors with lights. And then I've got an extender for it if the sun's directly at my left, or the passenger has it directly at their right. Now, this is a manual shade. If I open the glass, it'll drag it, but it is massive. It's all the way into the second row. I'm gonna close that because it's hot out. So that is a quick look at the 2023 Subaru Forester Limited with eyesight in the Horizon Blue. Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Print Storage. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle behind me, any of the tech in it, or any of the vehicles on our lineup, put them in the comments below. I'm always looking to answer you guys' questions and make new videos for you. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.